You can't do that to me no more. That's what I'm saying. Don't play with me.
With the blue tints.
You got a gang.
I don't know if you know that though.
You got a gang. My bad, bro. See, that's what I was saying. That's why I had to come prepared because I know niggas gonna try to talk to me like that. I'm like, yo, quit playing. Bro.
You kind of grabbed something that looked like his. Was that your inspo?
Nah.
Yeah, wait. Those frames look a little familiar.
It's a little better.
The teacher.
It's a little better.
The student. Mr. Miyagi.
Nah.
Karate Kid.
Honestly, shout out Jeff. He was I wasn't even thinking about getting nice sunglasses till I saw niggas doing. I was like, okay, that's what adults do, I guess. Is that it for rap MVPs?
Yeah.
Rap list. Should we do overall music MVPs?
No.
Okay.
I don't want to hear you talk about Charlie XCX.
Do you want to talk about it, bro?
No, I don't think I have anything intelligent to add to that conversation.
But did
we all felt the impact of Brat. She got it.
That's what I'm saying. Can we just talk about it? We don't have to do the whole thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, let me know how
I'm interested in that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I want to have a conversation from you and learn from you honestly. Because I think that you put more time into that, and I think that me and you have an aligned music opinion.
Yeah.
So I want to know what you thought about it. Is that crazy?
No, I just don't think I am the voice for Charlie.
Do I have to break this down? Bro.
But what I'm saying to you is I didn't really like the album that much.
Okay.
And so but I know that it was like the album of the year, the moment of the year. I just don't feel like adding that negativity into the space because I don't get it.
But why do we have to be negative about it when we can have a wider conversation because of this? We all give a fuck about music, right?
Yeah.
We all work in music. We're interested in what makes people tick. At least me a little bit. Mm-hmm. I'm interested in why people like other music. I'm interested in why people think music is good that maybe I don't think is good. Mm-hmm. But if it happens on a mass scale and everyone loves it, it's something about it is right. And I think it'd be in my interest to at least understand it a little bit and have a conversation about it. Because that affects the genres we love, both from a financial perspective and in the... I'm about to burp, I'm sorry. And in like the public sphere.
You know, Miles, no, I definitely agree with you. I have a question though. Did you listen to the album?
No. Charlie's?
So that would probably be the start of everything you're saying.
No, obviously. I have to listen to it. But I want to just hear you guys talk about it. Because you have listened to it and so have you.
Yeah.
So why can't you guys talk about it? Or my thing is
you gotta go talk to Caden about it. You gotta go talk to Gus about it.
Bro,
no, I'm just saying you have to talk to people that like it, bro. Like,
but I want to get your perspective on not just the album. How did it affect culture? What did you see with it in culture and everyday life? Oh,
I hear you.
That type of conversation.
So let me tell you, bro. She made her album cover green. I don't know if you saw it. It was called Brat. It was green.
Pop music.
And it was everywhere.
But pop music. When was the last time that
you know who Kamala Harris is?
Yeah.
She tweeted this. She said, yo, it's a Brat summer.
Is that not interesting?
No, it's so interesting. I'm just trying to tell you I don't have a lot to say about it, but we can talk about it. We can talk about it.
That song Apple was pretty good.
Oh, say, what did you like about Brat?
It's not what did you like about Brat. You're stupid. You're making the conversation stupid.
I'm mad at you for meat routing Cardi still.
Why? Why? Because I made good. It would be different.
Hold on. Give me a second. I'm over it. Let's stop.
It'd also be different if I made bad arguments. I made good arguments. No, fuck you. I don't even want to talk about it no more. We can do something else.
Who was your music MVP? Shabuzi? Sabrina?
That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Do you not want to talk about Shabuzi? Can we not open the floor up to more conversation?
Shabuzi did have an incredible year. For an artist that at the beginning of the year was literally like, I wouldn't say no name, that's a strong word, but like had no footprint for real. Like that might be an MVP.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Yeah.
To be honest.
That's what I'm saying. Bro, country music. There's now black people in country music. Beyonce just dropped an entire country album. Fucking Quavo's doing country songs now. Clearly something is happening in the wider music world that we need to kind of adjust to a little bit. I don't know. It just is. This is becoming mainstream in a way that I never really knew before. I feel like for the first time, like I'm seeing the effects of rap not being in the forefront of this shit anymore. I feel like rap was the biggest genre the last couple of years, right?
Yeah, for sure. I feel like country music has always been huge. I don't know why it's having like a moment now, but I do think other genres for a while, and now we're at the peak of this, have been taking the elements of hip hop and rap that everybody likes, and they're just like pulling it and adding it to their own stuff. Like for example, that Morgan Wallen album he dropped last year had a ton of 808s in it.
Yeah.
Had a ton of 808s.
Right?
You know what I mean? And like a lot of those songs were sounding like way more like some of them were damn near like fucking country. I don't even know if I want to say R&B fusion, but like he took elements of black music and like made it his own, you know?
This is happening a lot. Or even when you look at like, bro, obviously I'm not out here listening to fucking K-pop music and shit, but when you watch those music videos or even you hear some shit in passing, it's so much R&B influence. All these like bigger genres are now taking elements from R&B and hip hop. And I feel like those genres aren't necessarily getting as much shine. It's dope to see a Not Like Us breakthrough. I think him, Drake will always have that ability. But I think it's going to be harder and harder for the young niggas to really break through on a monumental level. And I think we're kind of seeing that. I love Laserdisc. I think he's incredible, you know what I mean, for what he's doing, you know, at such a young age, whatever, But I don't think he's ever going to have the chance to really break through a certain ceiling, you know? And if he doesn't move a certain way, it's so hard because there's just so many of them. It's an oversaturation. Like, I don't think that people really... the average consumer is really checking for the next up and coming rapper anymore.
Yeah, it's weird because pop, country, K-pop, Latin music, they're all taking those elements from hip hop and becoming bigger. Yeah. And then hip hop is becoming more niche and segmented. Like there's definitely a whole section of hip hop that's not really streaming anymore like that. But you look at like the pain rap stuff, like that's going through the roof. Like look at someone like Rod Wave, like he's huge. And then you look at also like the underground, like Cardi adjacent group. I don't know if it's streaming like that, but it's a whole subculture that feels more like rock and roll.
It feels like rock and roll, but it's not streaming like that. That's why it's still a little bit like, this is just the kids. But bro, Boston was streaming crazy this year. Huncho was streaming crazy this year. Kodak always streams good. Rod Wave obviously doing arenas and stuff like that. It is interesting that that's the segment of rap that's kind of been able to explode. And I do think some of it is maybe that like, this is more melodic, this is more singy. So like maybe you're getting a couple more like R&B fans. And I think it's appealing to women. So I think that they're definitely also running that shit up more than they would like a Lil Baby or something like that. But everything that I see from a number standpoint, bro, and just like going to see like who's getting the most follows and shit like that, and who's tapped in, bro. It's all these random singer-songwriters, just these white kids in the room with the guitars, you know, playing that random, like, is that what everyone wants to hear now? I'm confused. I don't know. This shit, I don't understand it, but I feel like it's really like, now it's in my face how big that shit is and how prominent it is. And some of it is good though. You know, like you said, I would have never really listened to Clairo. Incredible. And I think she's cut from that cloth and at the forefront of this genre. She had a great year, like just from a music standpoint, what you put out, that project is great. You put me on another song that was good, bro. But I don't even hate, I'm not listening to Chappell Roan, but I fuck with her and the shit that she be saying and how she's moving and how she's kind of got people to talk about privacy and celebrity culture and shit like that. I fuck with that. She's all about the artistry, it seems like. She does the shit to the max. I like that shit. And you're gonna laugh at me, like, I don't even hate on Sabrina because she does the work. I think that's why I want to talk about like these pop stars and shit, because I do think they're a testament to doing the work that I think a lot of artists in the genres we love maybe don't always want to do, especially rappers.
Yeah, I don't want to like talk down on like rap and hip hop, but I do think that there's a certain level of like artist development process that you have to go through, and I think as we've gone on with the genre, right, and like short form became a thing. For whatever reason, our genre got impacted the most by the artist, like the lack of artist development, right? Yes. It felt like things were going super viral, getting picked up, and then not being properly worked on. Whereas like that never really happened in pop and country and other genres for whatever reason.
I think that the same way that we're talking about all these other genres taking from R&B and hip hop, let's take from them too. And I think from an executive standpoint, and on our end, we need to learn from them because Sabrina Carpenter's been signed. That's a project artist. I think Chappell got dropped and was picked up. Like you have to give these artists time to work on the back end and teach them once again how to really do this consistently and show up for themselves and put them with the right people and set up intentional sessions, not just throwing them in the room with the biggest name as soon as they get signed, you know? There's so much that we can learn from these stories and apply to these artists so that we can really like actually nurture the next one up. You know, a Lil Tyler, I don't even like think that nigga's like the craziest thing ever, but like, you know, like teach him and like really, really like make him duck off. Take the TDE example. I think TDE working so well is the perfect example of how on a major label level and just everyone kind of needs to treat these artists, you know?
Facts.
Take these kids that if you see them at face value when they first get signed, you're probably not going to be blown away at all. Like, you know, like they're probably going to be good and have some talent, but there's going to be a lot of groundwork you have to do there. And I think doing that over time, it may take 5 years, but when they break, they're going to be Doechii. They're going to be Kendrick. And even if they don't become the biggest artists in the world, Isaiah Rashad, Schoolboy Q, Ray Vaughn, these are niggas who now are able to live and make lives for their families off just making music. That's pretty fly.
Yeah. I wonder what these contracts look like, because in my opinion, the TDE stuff works because they're able to make money from everything.
I think the
360 is a thing, to be honest.
We don't know. I think that they're just very holistic with what they do. So I think that when they take you in, they have a very good infrastructure of people around LA.
I think it also is like who they're looking for, because at the end of the day, they're looking for talent. You know what I mean? And I think that is something that I think it kind of goes back to what we were talking about with performing and like what real talent is in this shit. You know what I mean? And you know, if you're aspiring to be on TDE, you need to be able to rap. You know what I mean? Or sing your ass off. There's nobody that doesn't do either of those things, just at a talent level. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of, I think, maybe where my gripe is with the whole underground. And when people say this is the future of the genre, you say this is what's carrying this genre on. No, this is kind of where the genre has been dying. It's because it's no longer cool and profitable to actually be very talented with your pen. You know what I mean? And like that, to me, I think we're looking at other things, because you brought the Laserdisc example. Laserdisc is not ever going to be Kendrick or Drake.
Yeah. Just
because of like, you can see where both those people started too. And that's why I think you're seeing pop and country really take the spot of hip hop, is because they never stopped prioritizing the best voice, the most talented musician.
Yeah, they did.
When?
The TikTok era.
I don't know if they did, bro.
Everyone and their mom was just getting.
You know how Sabrina Carpenter got popping? By touring like crazy. The first thing that went viral was the end of her shows when she's improvising, singing with the mic on, guitar. Like,
I don't think she's the most talented.
I don't either, but like she got on with real talent and like putting in the work. You know what
Putting in the work is that's what I harped on. I think that's the thing. I don't think you have to be the one, because I don't even think like an Alameda is the most outrageously talented. I think the best thing about her is probably her pen, you know. But I don't think she's like a crazy out of this world voice. I don't even know if SZA's an alien. Yeah, you can't really even compare her. But yeah, like I don't think like Ray Vaughn can't like rap his ass off, but I do think there's a put in the work mentality with him, you know, that type shit.
He totally can rap his ass off.
He can rap like really well, but I don't think it's like anything you haven't heard before. You know, like Q
it's pretty fucking good.
Yeah, it's really good technically, but like I think like Ab-Soul, Schoolboy Q, these dudes take different approaches to rapping.
I think we had some incredibly electric superstars that too many people are trying to follow. Young Thug, Playboi Carti, Future, some of our generation's best. Most talented, makes the best music. But I don't necessarily think that's a good formula to follow, because I think they captured lightning in a bottle and channeled energy and sonics and melody and curation with producers in a way that it's way more difficult to do. And why that I think we haven't seen anyone be able to really success them in those lanes.
Why do you think it's more difficult to do? Like, why do you think it's difficult to repeat?
Because I think there's way more factors that go into why that worked.
I mean, I think they just dropped fire shit and were player. Like, what else did they have? What made them different than the dudes trying to come up now?
I think it's a mix. I think there's a lot more branding involved.
But that came from nothing.
Yeah. And they branded that. You don't need money to brand yourself.
It's like how it's like how Tyler attached himself to Supreme.
Yeah.
You know, and I think Cardi did that with like designer brands and shit like that. I think Pop was doing it. I think Pop had potential to do something like this. So he lets me know that it's possible.
Pop Smoke?
Yeah. That was the closest thing to
damn, bro. He was really gonna be a superstar.
Right? Yeah. Right, Tim, do you agree?
Yeah, because it was different.
I'm trying to think.
I don't think he followed any formula. I think that was like a different sound.
I'm just saying it's possible to do in the more modern era than that era. Like, because I think Cardi and them, like, I think Cardi I would put with our age group, but like Future's a little bit older. Who was the other one that you said? You had another good example. Thug is a little bit older too. But yeah, other than Pop, who else was there in rap?
Like Juice WRLD.
Juice WRLD, yeah. What do you put Travis?
Travis is there.
Travis is there. You know, we have some dudes that are still carrying shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just not, the young bulls. We need another young superstar in rap in 2025. That'll be a big thing. I think that'll be huge for us.
But we need one.
Doechii.
We need okay.
But that's different. That's a whole different thing.
Why?
Because that's the TDE route that I was talking about.
But that's rap. I'm just talking about rap as a whole. Because I don't mind. The underground is the underground. That's why it's called the underground. Sorry to say it a million times. Like I don't associate Playboi Carti, Future, any Young Thug, any of them with the underground.
You don't associate Playboi Carti with the underground?
I think he influenced the underground, but I don't think he came up in the underground. He came. I don't consider all SoundCloud artists underground. I don't know. What do you think? You were there more.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that the underground is something that happened as a result of Uzi and Carti. Like,
right?
They literally all sound like them.
Yeah. I think that Uzi and Carti weren't underground, though. They just created what we know as it now.
Yeah.
I know it as. I can't talk.
I mean, I think there was a distinct shift in hip hop music where it kind of split. Sometime around, you could say Gucci Mane, you could say Chief Keef. You know what I'm saying? And I think drill and trap went one way and backpack rap kind of stayed in the other world. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I think in 2024, I think the major through line of the genre through its 50 years followed the backpack route. And that's where we get a Doechii, to be honest. And I think we got to see a beautiful era, but I don't know if that's going to be the most sustainable way for hip hop artists to move forward, to be honest.
Ooh, that's so funny. Do you consider Tyler a product of backpack rap?
Yeah.
I don't.
No?
I do.
I do a little bit.
I think his inspirations. Well, now I can't name a single inspiration.
Kanye Pharrell.
And I was gonna say that's.
Kanye is quintessential backpack.
I know, but I just think that producer. I think the future of rap is the producer artist combo, and I think that's what you take from the Travis Scotts of the world.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think that like the way that you saw Cash obviously not go all the way, and like I know you're not the biggest fan of his music, but just the way that he kind of created a moment in rap again. And did that, kind of broke through on a little bit of a major scale in the early part of the year. It wasn't obviously like super sustainable, but like I think more and more of these kids are learning how to produce and make this music. And that's why it sounds like shitty underground music. Because a lot of the times it's kids recording in a mic with no resources. But we are getting back to the essence of hip hop. Because like I've even watched, and I hate to keep bringing him up. I watched like a Laser Dim video. It was like a day in life or whatever. Like this dude was just walking around.
Yeah.
He's rapping all day. Like he records into his little Apple earbuds, you know? Mm-hmm. And obviously, you know, it's whatever and what he's talking about. Like he be trying to rhyme and do this shit, you know, like it's something. So I do think that these kids will be able to again, like capture the thing that Young Thug, Future and all them did, but it is going to take time. And we need someone to. But I do think backpack rap is just an easier way to do it also.
I was confused that I see what you mean by the producer-artist combo. I think artists like Layla, for example, like even though she's not rap.
But R&B can be a part of this too.
Yeah, I think that she's a prime example of that. I thought you meant more at first, like artists and producers like are going to be the stars. Because I do feel like that's where we're going anyway.
Yeah,
I think a lot of these artists are not shit without their producers.
Same thing.
To be honest. And
Same
I think...
thing.
Like in other genres, you have bands. I think we need a little bit more of that. I think producers need to be brought more to the forefront.
Yes,
yeah.
And I think they are. And I think that's happening more with this dude, OK, who does a lot of Netspin, a lot of like Destroy Lonely and shit like that. He has a very good producer tag that everyone knows now too. I think that if you can't produce for yourself, you're gonna need to be in lockstep with a producer. That's a must at this point because they're gonna understand your sound. You're gonna be able to really craft.
Yeah.
But I'm excited for the genre, but we do need, you know, just keep dropping, keep developing, but at the same time, we got to give them time.
Yeah.
Because you would have never known. But give these kids 5 years, because a lot of them are young too. When they touch like their early 20s and actually mature as people too, they might be giving us some real bangers.
Okay, so